We'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the one and only Congressman Elijah Cummings. How are you, sir?
Doing real good.
You know, a lot of people say the president's a great orator. I don't know, but you seem to get the crowd a little wound up more than anybody.
Well, what's a good day? We've got a very important election. And as I was telling the crowd, we got to understand the significance. This governor will decide on redistricting, and that's very significant. And it was good to have the president here so that he could emphasize that, that people shouldn't just wait till he runs again. But this election is very significant because he needs help. He needs help in the Congress and help in the Senate. And so this was a very important day. And the fact that he came to Maryland, took out an hour or so of his time to dedicate it to us is very significant. We understand that a whole lot of folks have been asking for him to come and be a part of their campaigns, but he came to Maryland, and we consider that very special.
I must commend the unified and team effort with Maryland Democrats, leading Maryland Democrats, particularly in light of the rhetoric that's being spewed upon us via commercials and a lot of the Tea Party media that we're hearing. Any thoughts on why it's important for the Democratic leadership of Maryland to work together?
Well, one of the things that we have to be very careful about is that we don't let the Tea Party folks, who are certainly far to the right and sometimes almost off the cliff to the right, be voices that are not countered. We have to make it clear that there are people who care about things like health care reform. I mean, if you talk about health care reform to this crowd, I guarantee you would get a rousing round of applause because they see the people who suffer. They know about the 18,000 to 45,000 people who die every year because they don't have health insurance. They know about family members and friends who have died and suffered because they did not have health insurance. So you got to speak up on these issues. You got to talk about things like tuition, with O'Malley keeping not making sure that there was no rise in tuition over 4 years. Our children work so hard to go to college. They do everything they're supposed to do. They get good grades, and then when they get to the door of opportunity, they can't get in because they don't have money. And so all these kinds of things, are very, very important. And certainly jobs, that's number one. And as I said a few minutes ago, here's a president that's done everything he knows how to create jobs. And we've had Republicans sort of standing at the top of the mountain looking down, saying, I dare you to try to come up, and then putting ice on the mountain as he went up the mountain. And he still was able to achieve many significant feats. So we still got work to do, and people got to get out and vote. That's the key.
Well, my final question is the significance of the African American vote, not just in Prince George's County, but in the greater Baltimore area, 2-to-1 Democratic state. Why should African Americans be motivated to
First of all,
understand
there's no secret that Martin O'Malley cannot win without the African American vote. When you look at the polling data shows that he is losing the white vote 54 to 40, and that's been rather consistent. On the other hand, the African American vote, he's getting somewhere way over 85%, which is significant. But those percentages mean nothing if people don't come out and vote. And so it's important that we don't go backwards. We don't go back to a government where we are cutting everything. Now, Martin O'Malley had to cut, but he cut like a skilled surgeon, trying not to make sure he hurt the poor people and people that were down and out and going through difficult times. We need somebody who's going to care about foreclosures. We've got a lot of people being put out of their homes, and just recently when I asked the governor to work with me on a moratorium on foreclosures because mortgage companies were not properly doing the right things with regard to affidavits, he was there, and he responded within 24 hours. That's the kind of leadership we need, and so it's a very significant election. I could go on, but suffice it to say that we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go, and we simply cannot afford to fall backwards.
Good deal. Thank you for your time. The one and only Congressman Elijah Cummings. We love and respect you, sir. And keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.